Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss about encapsulation. Encapsulation is the process of wrapping data and methods into a single unit. So data is nothing but variables, methods are nothing but functions. So all put together, giving us a single unit is called as encapsulation. So that is nothing but a class. Inside a class, I have variables as well as the methods, and also protecting the data using access specifiers. This is what called as encapsulation. So here the data is getting protected with the help of the access specifiers. So it allows data hiding. So meaning is nothing but the internal details cannot be accessed directly from outside the class. Okay. So we have to know what are the key points of encapsulation. So here the data are private. We can make data as private. Methods. So getters and setters we will be using in encapsulation that are made as public. So if you want to access a private member, it can be accessed with the help of getters and setters. So protect data from direct access, and it also controls how data is getting modified. So the most important point I can say is improves code security and maintainability. Okay. So encapsulation gives us the data whatever it is required, and it hides the internal details. Okay. So before going into encapsulation detailing, we have to know access specifiers. Totally there are 4 access specifiers. So access specifiers define who can access the class, methods, variables, and also constructors. They give the visibility of your code. So Java has 4 access specifiers. One is public, private, protected, and default. Okay, Java has 4 access specifiers, and the default access specifier is default. So for the default access specifier, we will not be using the keyword called default. Now we will have a question. So there is a keyword called default in switch case also, right? Yes, we have a default keyword in switch case. If you are writing default, that comes under switch case. Default access specifier is if you are not giving any access specifier, it is called as default access specifier. That is some functionality for default access specifier. Let's discuss it one by one. Public access specifier. So if you are giving the visibility as public for any member, it can be accessible everywhere. It can be accessed everywhere. When I give some member as private, it can be accessible only within the class. So outside the class, I cannot use that particular member. Okay. Next one is protected. If you are giving the visibility as protected, it can be accessible in same package plus subclass. It can be accessed in the same package and also its subclass. Even though if the subclass is from another package, it can be accessed. That we'll discuss in detail when we go for protected. Default. So it can be accessible only within the package. So when I say within the package, if you have 2 to 3 classes inside a package, you can access them. That is what called as default access specifier. Okay. Let's discuss all these access specifier in detail one by one. First, let's go for public access specifier. Okay. Fine. So when I go for public access specifier, I'll have 2 classes. I'll create one more class called student. Okay. So here inside the class, I'm going to give 2 members. String name. I'll give the visibility as public. If you're not giving any visibility, that is what called as default. So here I'm going to give it as public. Public int age. Okay, these are the 2 members we have in public. So here I'll create main method public static void main string args. Okay. Now I want to print name and age. So here I'll give a constructor. So I'll create an object student s equal to new student. Name I'll give it as Tamil. Age I'll give it as 32. So here I'm creating an object. So constructor will be called by default. So I'll give student string n comma int a. So I'm assigning name is equal to n, age is equal to a. I'll give the method as public void display. So the method name is public void display. So I'll print the name system.out.println name plus space I'll print the age. Okay. So here the members present inside the class is also public and the method is also public. Again the constructor is also public. So constructor does not have the return type, but you can give the access specifier. I'll give it as public here. Now here from this class I am trying to call the member. So I'll give system.out.println yes.name. Let me save this and let me run the code. See, I've got the name as Tamil. So from this class I'm calling the member from this class. So because I have given the access specifier as public. If we are giving the access specifier as public, it can be accessed everywhere. It can be accessed in the same class, outside the class, same package. It can be accessed anywhere. That is what called as public access specifier. Now I'll call the method yes.display. So I'm calling a method called display method and I have given the access specifier as public. Let me run the code now. See, first Tamil, next Tamil 32, because when I call the method display, it go to the method display, it gives name and the age. Tamil is a name with space, it is giving the age 32. This is what called as public access specifier. Now let's discuss about private access specifier. Private access specifier can be accessible only within the class. So I'll create a class. I'll give the class name as bank. Okay. So here I'm going to create a member as balance. I'll take a variable. So here I'm going to give the access specifier as private. Private double balance is equal to 25,000. Okay. 25,000. Okay. Fine. Now the member balance can be accessible only within the class called bank. Outside this class I cannot access them. So here I'll create one more method also. Private void show balance. Okay, this is a method. So in this method I'm trying to print system.out.println balances. Actually, the variable and the method both are given as the access specifier as private. So it can be accessed only within the class. If I'm calling the method show balance inside the class bank, I can access them. But if I'm trying to call this variable and the method outside the class, I cannot access them. Now I'll go for the main class. I'll create main method. Public static void main string args. Okay. Now I'm creating an object for the class called bank. Bank b is equal to new bank. Fine. I have created an object for the class called bank. Now with the help of the object b, I'm trying to call the method balance. So b dot, I'll print system.out.println b dot balance. See, it is throwing me an error. Let me run the code and see what is the error it is giving. See, the field bank dot balance is not visible. Okay, this is what called as security. Here I have made the member as private. Balance is private. So this member can be accessed only within the class called bank. I cannot access them outside the class. Okay, I'll create one more method called access balance and I'll make it as public. Public void access balance. See, I have made this method as public, which means this method can be accessed outside the class. So in the main class, I can access them. So with the help of the object. So here I'll call the method called show balance. So inside access balance, I'm calling a method called showBalance. Okay, let me create an object. So already I have created an object, so do not require. Let me comment this. So with the help of the object, I am accessing access balance. Now I am calling the method called access balance with the help of the object B. So this will not throw me any error because access balance is given the access specifier as public. So when I call the method access balance, it will go to access balance. Inside this method, I am calling show balance. So I am calling the method show balance, which is a private access specifier only within the class. So it will give the balance value. So the variable balance is a private member. I am trying to access them only within the class called bank, so it will not throw me any error. Let me save this and let me run the code. See, balance 25,000. So how does the execution get started? Main method, I am creating an object. So here they have members inside the class. I am trying to call a method access balance with the help of the object B, and the access specifier is public for this, so I can access them. So access balance, I'll go to access balance. I'm calling show balance, it goes here, and I'm trying to print the value of balance. So here balance and show balance are private access members that can be accessed only within the class. Now let's discuss about protected access specifier. So it can be accessed within the class and its associated class, that is nothing but subclass. So the subclass can be within the package or it can be outside the package. First let's discuss protected access specifier within the same package. So here I'll create a class called main. Okay, so here I'll create the main method, public static void main string args. Okay, so inside the main method we are going to create an object for the other classes. So here I am having the package called demo. So inside the package demo I have a class called main. Okay, fine. Now I am going to create a class. Fine. So here I am going to call parent class and child class, inheritance concept that we'll discuss in detail. So we can say that class and its associated class. So I'll create the class name as animal. Okay, so here inside the class called animal I'm going to have some member. So here I'm going to give this member as protected string name. So the name of the animal I'm going to give it as dog. Okay, so I'm going to have a method called protected sound. So what is a sound? So I'll print an output saying that dog barks. So here I have given the access specifier as protected. So this member can be accessed within the class and its associated class, or I can say subclass. So now I'll create one more subclass. Okay, I have one more class. I'll give the class name as pet. Okay, I have created one more class. So here I'm going to inherit. So inheritance we'll discuss in detail. Extends animal. So the class pet is the subclass of the class called animal. So animal is a parent class, pet is a child class. So inside this I'm going to have a method called show, public void show. So from the pet class I'm going to access the members from the animal class. So if you are giving some access specifier as protected, that can be accessed within the class and its associated class. So from pet class I am accessing the members from animal class. Okay, so inside pet class I have a method called show. Okay, this method will be called from main class. So I am going to call the member system.out.println. I am going to give name. So if it is a subclass, without the help of the object you can call them. Usually we will be calling a member from another class with the help of the object. Here this pet class is the subclass of the class called animal, so I can call them without the help of object only if it is a subclass. So here I'll call a method called sound. So I am calling members from animal class name and sound from another class called pet class, because pet class is its associate class. So protected access specifier can be called within the class and its associated class. Now this method show, I have made it as public, so I can call from main. So I'll create an object for the class. So pet p is equal to new pet. See, with the help of the child class, that is subclass object, I can access a member present inside the superclass also. Okay, here I'm going to call a method p dot show. So with the help of the object, I'm calling the method called show. So from the main method, I have created an object pet p dot show. I'll go for the method called show. This is a public access specifier, so I can call them. When I call them, it goes here. It is going to print the name. So name is present inside animal class and the access specifier is protected, so I can access them. Similarly, sound is a method. I have given the access specifier as protected. I can access them because access specifier I have given as protected. So when I print, execute the code, the output will be dog and dog barks, because when I print name, dog is the output. When I call the method sound, it goes to the method sound and it prints dog barks. This is what called as protected access specifier. So here we are dealing all the classes with the same package. Now what I'm going to discuss is, what if the, see, this is the parent class, animal is the parent class, pet is the child class, subclass. So I'm going to keep this subclass inside another package, and I'm going to make the animal class members as protected. I can access them. So here all the classes are present inside the same package called demo. So here I'm going to create one more package and I'm going to call them. Okay, so let me create a package separately and I'll start the code from the beginning and I'll explain. So first I'll create a package called animal. So first I'll create a new project. I'm sorry, not package. First I'll create a new project. Okay. So I'll give the project name as Encapsulation. Inside the project Encapsulation, I'm going to create a package. So I'm going to give the package name as animal. Okay. So inside the package animal, I'll have a class called animal class. Okay. Fine. So I'll give the class name as animal. See, package name is animal and the class name is also animal. Now I'm going to have one more package called pet. So for the subclass, right, this is the parent class, and for subclass I'm going to create one more package. So I'll create a package called pet. Okay, inside the package pet, I'm going to create a class called pet. Okay, so inside the package, I'm going to have a class name as pet. Now I'll create a main class. So I'll create a main class now. Okay, see here, from the package I have the class called animal, and from the package pet I have main and the subclass. Now this is the main class. I'll create an object. So public static void main string args. So I've created the main method. Now let's go for the child class. Okay. Okay. So here I'm going to import animal package. This is a package which I have created. So import, the package name is animal. And then from the animal package, I'm going to import animal class. Okay. So here what is the meaning? This is the child class, right? So I have created a package called animal. Inside that animal class only I have the super class called animal. So in the pet class, I am importing a package called animal. Import animal class. From this I'm going to import a import package called animal, and I'm going to import animal class. Fine. And I'm going to give extends pet extends animal. Okay. Now in the animal class I'm going to have protected members. Protected string name is equal to dog, and protected void sound, system.out.println dog barks. Okay. So I have created a class called parent class animal. I have given two members, name as dog, sound as a method. So both the members are having the accessibility as protected. Fine. Now in the parent class, I'm going to call the method. So here this method will be called from the main method. So I'll create the object pet p equal to new pet. So from this class, I'm going to call a method called show. Okay. So p.show. In the animal class, I'll create public void show. Okay. From here, I'm going to call two members. One is system.out.println name. Another one is sound. So here what I have done, this is the animal class, super class that is present inside the package called animal. This is a subclass that is present inside another package, pet. Okay. So now class pet extends animal. So this is the subclass of the class called animal in a different package. So I am importing that package. This animal is the package and this animal is the class. So usually we will be giving, right, import java.util.scanner. So here from the actual Java package, I am importing util package. From util package, I am importing scanner class. Similarly, from animal package, I am importing animal class. Okay, that is the actual meaning. So here I have made this method as public. So this method I can call from the main method. So with the object p, I am calling the method show. Automatically the execution goes here. P.show. Here I am trying to access the member called name and sound. These members are present inside the animal class, and the pet is in different package. I mean the class pet is in different package and the class animal is in different package. So whenever I'm giving the access specifier is protected, that can be accessed within the class and its subclass. That is one thing. And if the subclass is present inside the same package also, I can access. And if that subclass is present inside another package also can be accessed. Now let me save this. Let me run the code now. See, dog barks. So from the main method, I'm creating object for the pet. So p.show, it goes to p.show. I'm calling name. So dog is the name, sound. So when I call the method sound, it brings dog barks. That's all. So this is what called as protected access specifier. Now let's discuss about default access specifier. So the default access specifier is a thing, but you can access within the package. Okay, the members can be accessed only within the package. So first let me create a package. I'll create the package as animal, or I'll give just package better. Okay. So inside the package, I'm going to create three classes. First class is animal. Okay. And I'm going to create the next class as pet. And the next class is main class. Okay. So in the main class, I'll create the main method. Public static void main string args. Okay. So animal class. So this is the parent class and this is the child class. So extends animal. Fine. Now I'll create members inside the animal class. So I'm going to give string name equal to dog. Here I am not giving any access specifier. If you are not giving any access specifier, by default it considered as default access specifier. Similarly, void sound. I'll give system.out.println dog barks. So I have created a variable and a method without the access specifier. Okay, this is default access specifier. If you are not mentioning any access specifier, it is considered as default access specifier. Let me go to the method called pet. So here I'll have a method public void show. So from here I'll call two members, that is name, system.out.println name. Next one is the method name is sound. Okay, system. Okay, fine, I've done this. See, from the main method I'm creating an object for the child class p, pet, p is equal to new pet. From here I'm going to call the method as show. Done. So what happens actually, main class I'm creating an object for the child class pet. From the main class I'm creating an object for the child class pet. So I've created an object. Now from here I'm calling a method called show, p.show. So here show is in the public access space, so I have called. From here I'm calling two members, name and sound. So name and sound are present inside the super class called animal. Here I have not given any access specifier. If I am not giving any access specifier, it is considered as default access specifier. So default access specifier can be accessed within the class or its subclass, but it can be accessed only within the package. In the same package only I can access. Earlier when we talk about protected, we have seen different packages, right? You cannot access in different package. Only within the package you can access them. So here animal class, pet class, main class, all three classes are present inside the same package. So I can access the member easily. Let me save this code and let me run the code. See, dog is the name, dog box when I call the method sound, dog name. When I call the method sound, it goes to method sound, it prints dog box. That's all. So these are all the 4 access specifier: public, private, protected and default. So public can be accessible anywhere, private can be accessed only within the class, protected can be accessed within the class and its associated class within the package, and if the subclass is present inside another package, yes, you can access them. That is protected. Last one is default. Default access specifier can be accessed only within the package. Fine, that's all.